Hey, Ben. You know it. I'm not talking. I'm not talking unless you're giving me likes, you commenting, and you subscribing. You hear me? Thank you. Listen, I just came to chit chat with y'all real quick about this Shannon Sharpe situation because it's super crazy. Y'all know that Tony Busby is representing a young woman or older woman. He's representing a woman that is now accusing Shannon Sharpe of SA, and she's planning to sue him for $50 million. Now, just a week or so ago, I believe Shannon may have closed the deal for $100 million. And with him closing that deal of $100 million, Miss Mayhem came with the lawsuit the next week and was like, listen, we want a piece of that, okay? Or at least Tony Busby did. I'm gonna say this. And I don't really care, but I'll say this. Number one, I've never trusted Tony Busby from the moment that he came out with the tea about Diddy last year when he did that press conference. And I think I did a live video and we got into some things. It was like a press conference, I'm sorry, a quick chat that was filled with a lot of different topics. And towards the end, we got a chance to check out some of Tony Busby's press conference. And although I do believe Diddy committed some crimes, for me, I've been called him Busby out like last year, where I just felt like some of the stuff he was saying didn't make sense. I didn't really like fully trust him because he was saying he had over 100 and some victims, but then you haven't vetted them, but you're for sure that they did this and that. It was just stuff in his press conference that I felt was a bit contradictory in my personal. But if you're a person that does not like Diddy or whatever the case is, like, you're going to lean into whatever Busby says he's right or whatever. And I'm like, yo, you cannot like a person and also feel like the person is giving information about them is like something is off with them too, right? Because I could care less. In all honesty, I hate to say it when it comes to that situation with Mr. Combs, but when because I mean listening to Cassie's lawsuit, I feel like that was enough. So anybody else with additional complaints, it's not that I don't care. I don't care or don't believe what you have to say. I'm like, listen, that's enough to validate based on what she said. That was enough for me. Pack them up, okay? But aside from that, like, Busby just been on some whole shit in my personal, and it proved itself in my personal with that particular situation with Busby and Jay Z and that one individual. Now, I don't know. Busby may have other individuals that may be telling the truth when it comes to Jay Z, but in that situation, I was like, yeah, this is cap. Like, it's something about you. You're a little off, and it is giving ambulance chaser. And now I'm starting to see a bit more of that. So I don't want to say that the victim is lying because I don't know if this lady's lying on Shannon Sharpe or not because I don't know Shannon Sharpe, right? But I will say that I do question Busby for sure. At this point, details came out where the lady said that once the news broke about him messing with Michelle on the live or whatever like that, she says that that's when they got into it and he r'd her, and then a few months later he did it again back in January, and she tried to send her location to some friends, and he threatened her once he found out that that's what she did or whatever the case was. And now it seems like they've been messing with each other for some time now. I think her name is Gabrielle Zuninga. Now, here's the thing. Busby was trying to file her name simply under Jane Doe. Well, it appears that Shannon Sharpe and his team came out, put a statement out over on his page. And on his page, that's where they actually gave details of the lady's first name and everything, y'all. So at this point, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know. Like, because the two things can always be true, I just don't know. The lady could be lying and feeling away because maybe Shannon doesn't want anything else to do with her as he's elevating and making more money. And maybe she was obsessed with him potentially, or even with all of those things that she had going on, he still continued to mess with her. And maybe she isn't as crazy, and maybe he, even though she was obsessed and he continued to deal with her, maybe he did R her. Like, I just don't know. I would pray that's not the case, okay? I would pray that's not the case as a father of daughters, but plenty of daughters go out there and violate other people's daughters, okay? So I just don't know what to make of it. But we'll get into the statement and things that he put over on his IG page from his attorney and stuff. But y'all got to let me know, are you believing this story? Do you feel like it's cap? Do you feel like because of Busby, you don't believe her at all? Or are you kind of like me? I'm not going to say that she's lying, but I will say that her attorney is questionable. Okay, so I don't know, but yeah, I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. In the meantime, let us hop over and let us get into what is over here being said. All right. So, statement by Lanny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. Now, it looks like Shannon puts in a few text messages from this Gabrielle woman. And the first one quotes, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me." This is a text from Gabrielle to Shannon on October 7th of 2023. Okay. Now, I don't know, because granted, when y'all doing this frisky, risky type stuff, if this is yet something that person desires, like let's say he didn't have this text message and you put this around her neck and she took a picture of it, she could have put this out and said that you was keeping her hostage with a collar around her neck. So I don't know. But then goes on to say, "I know you miss this big juicy ass. $25K for each cheek." Gabriella to Shannon on January 1st, 2025. Now, see, if I was an attorney, I would immediately raise question with this one where you say, "I know you missed this big juicy ass." My question is, was there any follow-up message to you after January 1st of 2025? Because if he has not been interacting with you, and I don't know if he has, and maybe he has as we read the messages, but if there are no messages from him to you in 2025, then especially in January, then I'm going to think that because he stopped dealing with you, you decided to come to the front in an effort to sue him because you can't get your way and you can't get your big black dick like you once wanted and had it. I don't know. Again, right now we're only seeing her text messages, so I don't know if anything was sent to her. But once I saw that, I'd be like, okay, and what did you send her? What are we looking like? Because as an attorney, I would think that, especially if you're defending him, you're going to need to create a narrative yourself. You're going to need to create an angle as to why she's doing this, especially if you feel like this is a way for them to get rich quick type scheme that they've come up with. You're going to need a way to defend that. So going on, it says this lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Zuniga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Now, see, that's probably why they put that dog collar comment up there. Because didn't I just say, what if you didn't have this text message? You put a dog collar around her and she tried to portray it as though you were violating her, keeping her hostage with a dog collar. She could do anything with that video, right? And I feel like that is what that video represents, which is why they started this statement with that first text message. But those are just my thoughts. Let's keep going. So then they say that Ms. Zuniga has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zuniga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharpe. Now, see, there's the answer to the first question that I had. Did you respond to her after the first? And he did. Obviously, he linked up with her, put it down on her, but did he give her the money or not? I don't know. So they're saying their consensual sex continue until January 2nd. So that's the last time he stopped messing with her. Now, granted, the thoughts that I have could still be the same, where maybe him stop messing with her could mean that she did this in retaliation, potentially. I don't know. I'm just trying to see what his attorneys would come up with. Now, she already stated by her own admission, "I know you missed this big juicy ass," meaning that he likely has already pulled back from her, potentially. right? Potential, maybe for a time, maybe it could have been a month, 2 months. I don't know. Maybe it could have been a week, maybe not. Maybe he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she just saying, I mean, you just had it a week ago, so I know you missed it. Maybe. All right. Um, but that's that. And you know what else I just thought about? And this may sound so bad. This gonna sound so bad. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. So let's go back to the whole conversation of That's My Michelle when he was on that live. She's saying this took place after, as far as him assaulting her or whatever, after that whole Michelle video went live. I'm inclined to believe, one, it could have been a Michelle, but then two, remember how Jonathan Majors got on the phone with that white girl, or at least that white girl recorded him saying that she's supposed to be his Coretta Scott Young or whatever the case. Coretta King or whatever. When I say Coretta Scott, why am I thinking Mona Scott? That's crazy. That's crazy to mix the two. But anywho, MLK's wife, right? So Jonathan Majors mentions that to this white woman. Now I'm over here questioning if Shannon Sharpe was over here talking to Gabriella the whole time, but referring to her as his Michelle, as in Michelle Obama. Was y'all role playing some type of stuff like that? And you saying that's my Michelle? Because obviously she feels so comfortable talking to you about that big black Zicky Wicky and other things with your black ass. That's what it's giving. So were you saying stuff about, like, were y'all cosplaying the Obamas or something in the bed? What's really going on that people want to know? But let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going. So then they go on to say there are other examples of text from Miss Zuniga. For example, quotations. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I could do whatever I guess she meant to say that you could do whatever you want to me. Text from Gabriella on November 23rd, 2023. Then says, I want to put my tongue in your asshole and then marry you. Gabriella says, January 12th of 2024. That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me. A big black baby in me. Why do I feel like a lot of them talk like this? All right. That was in August of 2024. You better crave it, because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. Any woman talking to you like that, I feel like he anti-black or something, because, I mean, he may not be. I'm just saying, because why do you just sit there and allow a person to just say that? Why does big black anything has to be a part of? I mean, maybe if it's talking about the big black zick, then maybe the zick is big and it is black. Okay? But big black baby, the fact that she would say that is real weird, and you continuing to engage in conversation with her after she says that? Like, that's sex talk to you? That's crazy. So then goes on to say, and that was a text that she sent August 11, 2024. They say these messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communications initiated by Ms. Zuniga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Ms. Zuniga. So here it is. When I'm not far off base, because I haven't read any of this, okay, until I got with you guys. So to hear that they do role-playing, and they got fantasy scenarios, I feel like I'm not too far off base to assume that he could have been fucking on Gabriella's ass on that live, and she probably pushed the button for them to go live, considering the fact with her weirdo ass, considering the fact that she already got video of y'all, but she chopped and edited whatever it was according to Shannon's attorney to make it appear as though he was harming her or violating her. Gabriella ass pressed live on Instagram. And because y'all was role playing, that's why your ass was over there talking about that's my Michelle. And everybody trying to figure out who the hell Michelle is. Michelle is just a name that she gave herself because she wanted to act like big black Michelle Obama. That's what it was given. In my personal, but let's keep going, okay? So the edited tape that Miss Zuniga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tries to falsely portray, as a result of this editing and out of context from prior text messages, that the sexual activity was not consensual. But Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all a part of her planned setup as part of her blackmail scheme, as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Y'all are not finna convince me that this ain't the same bitch that hit record on his Instagram live, because she knows how he moves in the bed. She knows what he does, whatever. She goes in that room, she gets that phone ready, she press records on his shit to go live, because it's a few buttons. I would think you, first of all, don't you got to slide to live? Then you got to press, and then I don't know if it's another question they may ask you. Then you press and you go live on that bitch. So she did it, okay, allegedly, but she did. Okay, let's keep going. They go on to say Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion and misconduct, especially the gross lie of RAPE, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law. All right. So this is what Mr. Sharpe's attorney is saying. Y'all got to let me know your thoughts. Now, granted, just because he's engaged in many of these sexual encounters with her willingly does not mean that there could not have been a particular time where she wasn't ard, all right? Because I feel like, I mean, hell, I be hearing stories about women who's married to their own husbands that will ard them. Okay, so I mean, it's still possible. However, I will say putting this information out about Zuniga definitely makes her a bit untrustworthy. And the fact that she has a full video where she's doctored up and does not want to share the full unedited version is crazy. And the fact that you will record this, if she was not able to get Busby to assist her or an attorney to assist her with suing, I think she would have dropped that video. And therefore, that would have been some real revenge, P. For sure. Okay? For you to doctor this up, girl, that's crazy though. That's crazy. Somebody says, geesh, these messages alone would have caused me, if I was a man, to block her. She blatantly said she wanted to trap you with a baby. Okay, $25K per cheek. Y'all need to start thinking with your head up top. Okay, I know that's right. Somebody says, Unc, it's time to find you a Miss Deborah with a 27-piece wig who don't do nothing but go to church, watch Beyond the Gates, and go on daily walks in the mall. I know that's right, bitch. Okay, because that is crazy. Somebody says, put a big black baby in me, let you know she a snow bunny. Unc need to get a sister and leave them Becky's and Shelly's alone. And I feel some type of way her keep saying black baby like that. Like, okay? Because I couldn't keep fucking on a person that keep talking about some damn black baby, this big black baby, that. Let me put a big black baby in you. Are you fucking okay? The baby gonna be black, period. Ho, what you talking about? Like, no. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And some part of me is having a hard time feeling bad for him, considering the fact that you continue to fuck with this bitch that was out of touch and out of reach. I hate it for you. But not really. Because you shouldn't have been messing with her. It's no way. You should have been learned your lesson. You've been around enough people in the industry to know what the hell going on. Child. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that? What y'all like, ain't there some stuff? You sitting up here messing with the lady up here running a full finesse on your ass. And if she got a full video, you ain't nobody convincing me otherwise. I said what I have said. I am not convinced at all. Okay, let me see. Somebody in these comments said, play in flower, jeopardize your power. Play in flower, jeopardize your power. I cannot. The big black baby comment should have been an immediate turn off. And that's the fact that you wasn't turned is crazy. Girl, these people over here on the Shade Room have me hollering. Message to rich men, find one woman, get married, and get a prenup just in case, and treat her like a queen. People who try to ruin people's reputation deserve some type of repercussions. Now, that I do agree with. If you come to the front with allegations about a person and you're proven to not be 100% right, accurate, you're falsely accusing people, bitch, you need to be handled too, and I'll be firing back with a defamation lawsuit so fast. Period. I'm gonna have that ass tied up. So I'm with that. If she were to be found out to be lying, if this case was dropped by the attorney because some of the stuff she's saying ain't credible or whatever, then yeah, sue her ass. I'm sorry. Sue her. Because she had no issue suing you if you had violated her. And if you did violate her, she's owed that money. But if you didn't violate her and she lied and she brought this to the front, then get her the work that she was looking for. Sure. It's just that simple. All right? And that go both ways. Whether it was a man on the other side, a woman on the other side, whatever it was. Okay, if he accused her of something and he was lying, Sue his ass. Get him that work he was seeking. Period. But that's all I got. You guys leave your thoughts and comments down below. I'm Jami, that's me, and of course I'll catch you guys in the next one, honey. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over.